officer is doing?
Okay, the good news I have to report to everybody tonight is that the officer is in good shape. He's a little banged up. We want to thank everybody. Before we go into some of the details, I want to thank everybody for the prayers that have been pulling in, because we've been getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, a lot of emails. When I first got here to the hospital, there was law enforcement officers here from a number of different agencies that were here to express their concern for our officer, and we can't thank them enough. Particularly the Cleveland Police Department, they sent a chaplain over to share some prayers with us for our officer. What I will tell you is that our officer is banged up a little bit. His injuries are non-incapacitated, so he should be discharged hopefully here within the next couple hours. He will probably be off work for just a little bit, but we're happy to report that they are not life-threatening, which is very good news, what we think.
And it was during a traffic stop?
This was not during a traffic stop. The officer was along I-77 and attempting to make a traffic stop. Now, what we have done preliminary is we've turned everything over to the State Highway Patrol for them to investigate. If you saw the crash field, there's about 1,000 foot of debris spread everywhere. We've asked the State Highway Patrol to investigate it for a number of reasons. Number one, they've got the equipment, the manpower, the know-how, but also we want to make sure that we put on a transparent investigation. I'm sure that you've already heard that it is suspected to be an alcohol-related crash. However, I'm going to let the State Highway Patrol address all of those concerns, and any facets of the investigation, I'm going to let them handle that part.
Can you walk us through the timeline of what happened with the crash?
What I can tell you is that from what I know so far, and this is preliminary, is that the officer was stationary along Interstate 77 in his police car. He was actually seated in the cruiser. He was pulling out onto 77 in order to pursue a speeding vehicle. By witness accounts, from what I'm being told, is that there was a separate vehicle, not the one he was pursuing, but a second vehicle. When I say pursuing, not in high-speed purchases, going after, there was a second vehicle that came along at a high rate of speed. The witness accounts are saying that this vehicle was going in and out of traffic. However, again, this is very preliminary. So again, the State Highway Patrol is going to have to be the one that's going to talk about this.
What happened with that driver, Chief?
The driver of that vehicle is currently here at the hospital. I do not have a name, nor do I have a condition of him at this time.
Did that person hit the car, or where did...
He was driving, as you saw, a full-size pickup truck. It struck, it appears to have struck the driver's side rear corner of our cruiser, causing our cruiser to spin around several times, causing that truck to flip over on its top.
Can you tell us about the extent of the injuries? I know you said it's not incapacitating, but any broken bones, anything like that?
I don't want to get into the extent of the injuries for the extent of the privacy of the officer. However, what I can say is that bumps and bruises is really going to be about it. But I expect him to be really sore for the next couple of days. I want to say a couple things about this officer. Okay, this is a Army veteran who did a tour in Iraq. He's been with the department since spring of 2014, and he was out there doing his job. And by all accounts, right now, it appears as though he was struck by a drunk driver, and that is tragic. Fortunately, there is no lives lost at this time. I have released his name.
Can you just go ahead?
Sure. The officer's name, the first name is Sean, S-H-A-W-N. His last name is Finch, F-I-N-C-H. He's 41 years old. Again,
Spell it again, S-H-W...
S-H-A-W-N. Finch, F-I-N-C-H.
Chief, I know our reaction pulling up on scene and seeing the vehicle. I can't imagine what goes through your mind when you pull up. I mean, what was your...
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, I'll be honest with you. I looked at that car. My officers told me that he was talking when they put him in the ambulance, but I looked at that car and it wasn't easy. I'll be blunt with you, it was not easy seeing that. I've been to a lot of bad crashes in my career, and this was a bad one. I'm just very, very thankful that he's going to be okay.
Witnesses that witnessed all of this weaving that's making you all assume that the driver was drinking?
By witness accounts, he was weaving in and out of traffic. I did not visit the overturned vehicle. I was briefed by the State Highway Patrol that there was suspected alcohol involved in that. And again, they're going to be the ones that are going to be carrying that part of the investigation. So I was told that there was an odor of alcoholic beverages on the other driver's breath. To what extent, at this point, is preliminary. We don't know that.
I'm still confused. police car that flipped over, or was it the drunk driver's car?
It was
alleged drunk
the
driver.
alleged drunk driver vehicle did flip over
Okay.
at the scene.
And the police car spun.
Correct. The police car spun out several times and came to rest on the right berm of the road.
Thank you.
And was he in a lane of traffic when he was hit, or was he just coming onto the highway?
He was in the far right lane of travel just before the fleet exit.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks.
I gotta ask you